I would like to do a two-part series on making lever-lock picking tools, making the actual pick and the tension tools for the two main type of lever locks, and that's the piped lever lock like this Chubb, which this key with the hole in it fits in, rotates. And also here is a square which does not have a post. It has an opening going all the way through to the back of the lock, which this little nub will fit through. I'll show you. There's the nub, and you rotate it to engage the bolt in the back. The same way you do with this one. This will turn it to engage the bolt in the back. And you'll use the pick to lift the levers. So part one is going to be making this tool right here. So we'll get started. Here we go. The first thing you'll need will be a length of piano wire. And you can buy these on eBay. Some of them come pre-cut to about 1 foot in length, and some of them are 3 feet long. And they come in different diameters. The most common ones are a 1.2, a 1.4, a 1.6, and a 2.0. It's in millimeters. In inches, it would be 0.047, 0.055, 0.06, and 0.078. This is one I got that's cut to 12 inches, but I also have some that are 3 feet long. In fact, most of them are all 3 feet long. And that way, they're not that expensive. You can make a whole lot of picking tools out of this. So the first thing we do is we're going to measure off 8.5 inches, because that's the length I like to use. And a lot of picks are used that way, in that length, because you need it, because you could be doing a lot of bending. So we'll mark 8.5 here. And we'll take a pair of pliers and we'll cut that piece off. That leaves us 8.5 inches. And what we're trying to do, this is the finished product. I'll take the dimensions off of here to indicate where I make the bends for the handle and for the upright. Do a diagram here. And our first measurement is 10, actually it's 1.5 millimeters. So let's flip the wheel over to the millimeter side. And we will mark 1.5. The next dimension is 10 millimeters. So I'll move this over to here and go out to 10 millimeters. Try and make the mark all the way around. Okay, and these bends, 2 of them are 3 millimeters and the 4th one is 4 millimeters. So I'm going to do this measurement first. 4 millimeter. do a 3. And another 3. Now we're going to bend it. And to bend it, 2 ways of doing it. You can use a couple of pair of pliers, vice and a hammer. But I'm going to show you just 2 ways of doing it. The first way is using a tool like this. I got this off of Amazon. It's a pair of pliers used for making jewelry. Also, I'll let you know that Andy Mack sells these pliers on his website if you want a professional set. This one is called a Malco, M-A-L-C-O, number S as in Sam, C as in cat, -2. I don't know if that will help you locate it, but you don't have to have this, but this makes it easier. So we're going to make the handle now, and we'll put the vise here. You can see has an anvil right there, and then this piece there comes down and bends the wire that's through here. Now this just gets confusing if you pick it up the wrong way. That's why I've got these letters on here. D means down, U means up, which means if I use this side, I'm going to be bending the wire down. So let's get that in there. And we'll bend it. There's the angle. Go to the next one. Now you want to keep this straight so that all your bends are on this axis right here, and that's skewed like that. If you do mess up, you can correct it by using pliers to straighten it. So we'll do another bend. This one's at the 3 millimeter mark. This was a 4 millimeter. There we go. We have it like that. We'll go to the last bend, keeping everything in line. It doesn't look like it's in line on the camera, but in my eye it's like that. There we have it. Now here you can see it's kind of off, and that's just the way it does it. And all you do is just bend it to get as straight as possible. And you have the handle now. And to bend the upright, do the same thing. Make sure you get it on the down, and you want it perpendicular to that line. Now this isn't going to bend it at a 90-degree angle. It's going to bend it at a less than 90-degree angle. And all you need to do is get a pair of pliers, bend it to 90, or you can just put this back in where it was and just turn it. Too much there. Should have done that. Okay. Need to get this straight. There we go. Now we can bend this to more of a 90-degree angle. There. Now I always make the upright longer because you'll be cutting it to the length that's necessary to pick the levers inside there. And the way you determine the height of that, let's see if I can get we'll use this Chubb key. Demonstrated on this one. You want the upright to be the height of the highest cut. This, of course, is a whole lot. It's too high. So you would be cutting this about right there. It's best to make it a little bit longer than shorter because you can always cut off more, but you can't add. So here's the one we just made. And if I want to make this for Chubb, let's get the marker out here. I want to cut it about right along there. Get the pliers in there. Here's a snip. And it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off of that. There. So let's see how we go. Go in there like that. And you turn the levers. Of course, I'm not going to pick that right now. It's going to take too long. But that's how you make your pick wire. And I'll show you the next step. This is heat shrinking tubing. And you can get different colors, different diameters. This is a good one for this. What you do is you put through there and you thread it. To inch it up like a worm. And you get as many as you want in here. Thread it all the way up. I'm just going to do this one. You just apply heat. This is a butane blowtorch. Let's get this. There we go. And what you want to do simply is to heat it. see it's shrinking on there. And there we have it. You just continue putting new tubing all the way on here. So we'll have a yellow one. And you can color code your picks, making colors for the diameter of the wire. So you'll know that all yellow or maybe a 1.4. If you have blue tubing, it can be a 1.2. So you can keep that way. So that's how we make the picks for our locks. The last step in finishing off the pick wire is you need to flatten and file the upright. Right now it's round. And what you want to end up with, something like this, that's been filed and flattened a bit. And now the reason for this is when you have the pick inside and you're grabbing for those levers, being flat is going to grab onto those levers a lot better than a round one that might slip off. So I'd be flattening and filing this to make it rough and flat so that it'll grip onto the levers better. And what I do, and you do it on the left-hand side of the pick, of the upright. That's how you pick. So what I'm going to do is get a hammer. I'm going to flatten this a bit. See how it's flattened? And then I'll get a file. You can get a much bigger file than this, but I'll just have this one handy. And I just roughen it up a little bit. And so basically, there we are. The finished pick with the shrink wrap on it. Like I say, you can go all the way around if you want to. And that's it. You have your first pick wire made. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 soon.